Moving along, that was awesome. Great way to start. Let's have a nice round of applause for my good friend, Marvin Weiss. And Marvin, thank you for being my co-host here tonight. And let's talk about what it's been to be associated with the Long Beach Lifeguards all these years, and the fact that you guys have given so much to Long Beach and saved hundreds of lives through the decades of great service in Long Beach.
Well, Howie, the lifeguarding is a huge tradition. For my family, it's from the mid-'60s forward to today, where I still guard. I have 3 children that lifeguarded over the years as well. But I brought in today, we have several lifeguards that have many more years than I do on the beach, still with the beach, or started in the beach many, many years ago. One gentleman in particular that's with us tonight will be Louis Ehrlich. Louis is 96 years old, to be 97, January 11, born 1920. He started lifeguarding in 1938 at Pacific Beach, and he even met his first wife on the beach there. So he'll have a bit of history to tell us as well in a moment. Also with us tonight, we have Randy Dodd. Randy was a lifeguard since 1963, still doing it. Randy, thank you. Randy has much history to tell, from his first job on the beach, working as a rookie under Jim Ryan, and as well as working the beach with Joe Hoffman and being 2 of the first rookies to ever be given a beach to run on their own. It's a big task, especially if you ask a rookie to do that, but these were accomplished watermen who grew up in these waters here in Long Beach. Then we have Pat Gallagher, and Pat was chief of the beach, but Pat has been with the beach and still involved with the beachhead since 1964. His daughter is one of our lieutenants on the beach currently, a fantastic lacrosse athlete from Long Beach school system, but one of the mentors of the women's programs there, which I'm sure Pat will elaborate on as he goes through. And then we have Robert Michaelis. His family has been involved at the beach since the early 60s as well. His father, Vinnie Michaelis, known and loved throughout the town, not just in the lifeguarding world, but throughout the town itself and the school systems as well. And we miss him dearly. Vinnie started there in '63. He was the chief of the beach, and there were many changes that came about then. But Rob has a little bit of history that he'll share with all of us then. So I'd like to pass, if you wouldn't mind, Howie, I'll pass it over to Lou and let Lou give us a couple of words, because I think Lou would like to get involved right away. He's been telling me what he wants to say and a few jokes. Here we go, Lou.
Few jokes? You may not think they're jokes. Well, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Nice to be here. Thrilled to be back to Long Beach. I left Long Beach 60-something years ago and just got back last year. And I'm thrilled to be back. And of course, my daughter, who has an apartment on Shore Road near Pacific, so it really brought me back to where I started and as a lifeguard. I'm not good at this, you can tell.
Let me hold it for
Can you hear me in the back?
Yeah, let me hold it. I'll hold it for you.
You'll be lucky if you don't hear me. Anyway, I want to tell you a little about my life, because I started, my first real job was being a lifeguard in Long Beach, and pay a big pay of $25 a week for either 6 or 7 days, I don't recall, but that was the pay, and we were thrilled to have that, because other jobs were paying $15 a week for people out of high school. Anyway, make a long story short, I started there. When I stopped when the war started in '41, and after the war, I ended up with a little candy store in Arizona Avenue on Beach Street. It's still there, but it's something else nowadays. I was thrilled to see it. And it kept going further, and finally got into the furniture business and started a chain of stores, which you may have heard of, called Castro Convertibles. A very well-known store, and I ended up with a big chain of stores and did very, very well in that kind of business, doing a lot of advertising. You get to meet a lot of very famous people. I think it's because they think you have money. I met people that were running for president. I had to meet them personally. I met a lot of celebrities. In fact, I'll tell you a quick story about some of the celebrities I had met like Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. I'm sure it's before your time, but you remember them?
Yeah, of course.
You do? Okay, good. Anyway, one day Frank and I and Dean were in a car in Manhattan and driving along 7th Avenue and 47th Street, I think it was. There we had a showroom right in Times Square at the time. And a car comes out of a side street, hits us broadside, and the three of us got killed. So you know this is not a completely true story. It's only partly true. We get up to heaven where St. Peter happens to be expecting us. Says, "You're Frank Sinatra?" Frank Sinatra says, "Yes." So I'm assigning room 202. He goes off to find room 202, opens his door, walks in. There is one of the ugliest women you can imagine. Terribly ugly. The door slams shut behind him, and you hear St. Peter say, "For all the misery you caused so many people and the terrible things you did on earth, you must remain in this room for eternity." Next, he goes to Dean Martin. Is your Dean Martin? Dean Martin says, "Yes." Says, "I'm assigned room 206. He goes off, finds room 206. Door slow, walks in. There's a woman there twice as ugly as the other woman. Not only is she so ugly, but she has an odor about her, which I forget what they call it. Technically, some odor. Anyway, the door slams shut behind him, and you hear St. Peter again say, "For all the misery I know you caused on earth and the terrible things I know you've done, you must remain in this room for eternity." Finally comes to me, "Lou Ehrlich?" I say, "I am." Says, "I have something special for you." I say, "That would be very nice, thank you." "I'm assigning you room 211. I go off, I find room 211. Open the door, walk in. Who is in there? But, oh, what is that girl's name again? I forget.
Marilyn.
No. Okay, yeah. I'll think of it. This is a part of being old. I'm sorry, because I've been with met this girl twice, Elizabeth Taylor. See, I came back. I had to be with her twice, different times. And she's beautiful, more beautiful than ever, right in there. And I saw this in the room, and my heart would just stop beating in the accident. I was beating all over again. I got so excited, you can understand it. I thought I was dead. And I'm with Elizabeth Taylor. Suddenly the door slams shut behind me, and I hear St. Peter say from up above, "Elizabeth Taylor, for all the terrible things and the misery you must call on earth, you have to be in this room for eternity." That's my story about my life.
Thank you, Lou. Well, it must be that. But more and more, we want to talk about, the lifeguards and what we have accomplished over the years. As we know, as Howard mentioned, we've, many lives have been saved through the lifeguards, whether on duty, off duty. When our presence is there, we're there to rescue and to protect the civilians and the citizens of our town and who even come to our town to visit our town. I'd like to give the mic over to Randy at this time, if you wouldn't mind. And
Thank you, Marvin. As you said, I've been a lifeguard since 1963. We took the job, and it turned out to be the greatest thing I ever did. I really love lifeguarding, and I can't believe that at 71 I'm still on the beach. But I'm in the maintenance crew. I'm in the back of the beach, so you don't have to worry. I'm not on front in the chairs. I drive the trucks and the quads around the beach. But it's really great to be still on the beach. And as Marvin said, lifeguarding becomes a family affair. I have 4 kids. 3 of them were lifeguards, and it was the greatest thing in their life because 2 of them became policemen because of it, because of the need to serve the public and the action they saw as lifeguards. So I think that really turned them around to be, spirit-minded for the public. And it's just a fantastic life. It's fun. You can't wait for the beach to start every year, and you're sad when the beach is through every year. So it's been fantastic for me. I was a captain after 4 years, and then came back to the beach after my retirement. And I hope to stay as long as I can. So, that's it. All right.
No? Okay.